blast off. Or this stream bombing. I don't know what that sound was. Because of what happened last time. If you guys didn't watch what happened last time, it was pretty bad. I'm not talking about session, I just meant the internet connection. But it seems to be going smooth for now.
Hey, everyone, welcome to Pokemon Mystery Dungeons and Dragons. Let's see what we got in store here today.
Just doing our inaugural. We're not professional at all. I just start off by rambling about stuff. So that's our appeal.
You did.
Yeah.
So yeah, come out.
So I should probably start off by saying two things. One, Ren is missing in action, but he might come. I don't know if he will, but he'll probably join in with a very loud sound when he does. So for the meantime, Henry's just going to be kind of meandering in the back, following these guys. Two, they all leveled up. They're all level 6 now.
Yay! Hold on! Give us a pat on the freaking back.
Is that it? I think that's it.
Are we patting our backs? You're not patting your back!
And two of our Dark Heroes may or may not have acquired a super-de-duper power in the process. Ooh. We'll just see how that comes into play.
Yeah, right, I wonder.
Yeah, let's put this window over here, and let's close this window so we don't lag or anything. Okay. On our last episode, our Dark Heroes continued through the Sacred Garden, where they met a little fox kit thing named Ataxia. They worked alongside her, defeating golems and dancing lions, and eventually arrived at their destination. Oh, what? Dirge is back? Where is he? oh, I see. I slowpoke.jpg. Okay, yes, they arrived at the final chamber of the Sacred Garden, sprinkling crystals all over the place. When Lucius and Rodney had a vision of death, as they went into a parallel world where they were taught about shadows and saw a premonition of the kingdom of Agni maybe taking over conquering another kingdom, where they heard the name Insensia uttered, who is of course the Houndour wearing sunglasses who sent Lucius on a very important mission.
But he failed massively.
Meanwhile, when outside of Deathland, the other Dark Heroes were confronted by the Royal Guard and were arrested under suspicion of murdering their fellow comrades. And meanwhile, Phantom's probably watching this, not knowing what's going on, watching his former comrade die. And they were dragged out of the dungeon. Oh, and they
gave it his best, but that didn't go so well.
The Royal Guard were also accompanied by a Sableye that seemingly ate all their gems, but that was no problem, as when Rodney woke up, he noticed it and sprinkled some more. And that's where we left off, with Lucius and Rodney leaving the dungeon, with no clue where their friends are.
Yeah.
So, speaking of their friends, let's start off with their friends.
Oh, joy.
Okay, so Henry's kind of being restrained. He's kicking and flailing, trying to get free, but it's no use. They've got a bunch of these B-Sharp and Poniards holding him.
Let go of me! I have you know that I'm a world-famous musician!
You're using your little your toilet paper roll to do that.
I wish. I fucking wish.
Okay, you just took it. You took it.
Yeah, I took it. Took it. Screw you.
This early. Raffa, you were trying to grab onto Rodney's body and ended up dropping it in a really very uncomfortable looking position.
As they carried me out one paw and one of their claws, all four of them.
And Phantom just went along quietly. Are you just letting them kind of usher you, Phantom?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. Okay.
Not like I can do much about it anyway.
Yeah, you're kind of being flanked by these guys. But you kind of go through the dungeon exit, leaving Lucius and Rodney's bodies behind. And you're inside. You're in kind of like this stairwell now that it's a little dark, but you can see some light above you. And you begin climbing these stairs, and you see that you are outside Naginata's walls. Yeah, you see the kind of the great walls that kind of surround their kingdom and whatnot. You were kind of here with your buddy Audric when you landed on the island, or arrived on the island, should I say. When you leave the dungeon, you see more of these B-Sharp and Poniard, but one stands out amongst all of them. He looks like he's a very intimidating looking one who's a few inches taller than the other one, so he definitely looks like a superior. But what's more noticeable about him is he's kind of gold plated in places. Like he has like this gold armor. And
so like wearing gold armor, or is it like part of his scissor parts are just gold?
It's like part of him, it seems. Like he's been gold plated. And you see it's still relatively early in the morning too. And you could still hear the New Year's festival going off in the distance. One of the B-Sharp who apprehended you walks up to this golden B-Sharp, and he starts talking in another language. And Henry seems to be the only one who can understand what he is saying right now. And so Henry knows that. But the guy, to be fair here, I'll give Phantom an intelligence check. Or let's say history, to maybe decipher bits and pieces of what they're saying. Because he's been here for a little bit. No.
No.
You have no idea what they're saying. But their body language is... first, one of the B-Sharp that apprehended you is talking to this golden one, and the golden one nods. But then there's kind of like this bit of tension, and he starts looking around, the golden one. And then he points to the city, and you see many of the ones that caught you, of the Pokemon that caught you, rush off into the city. And then they make a salute. Now they seem to be ushering you towards the walls. And this golden B-Sharp looks at you all with this glare as you pass by him. So they're moving you into the city, and as you're walking through like the festivities, it like all the music and everything just stop as you guys are kind of being brought through here.
They just take us straight through the party.
Yep. Yeah, everyone's staring at you, like little kids are pointing at you. They're saying something in the foreign language you got a 6 on.
It's gonna be like, Baka!
Yeah. And they're bringing you towards the castle. And for those that were already in the castle, I think it was just Raffa. Yeah, it's just Raffa.
Yeah.
They appear to be taking you through a different path, leading you to a staircase that spirals down. And after descending down the stairs and winding through a few hallways, they lead you to a room with a number of cells. And your captors begin putting you down and putting you down and relieving you of your equipment and items. They're patting you down and just taking everything.
I'm warning you, I've got a black belt in origami.
I get that reference.
Oh my god. You referenced that of all things.
That is amazing.
Wow.
If it isn't a little Snoop.
Oh yeah, yeah. Maybe as you're going through, you hear. They get every item from you. So don't delete them from your sheets. Just you don't have them right now.
I still have my teeth.
What was that?
Good thing I still have my teeth.
Yeah, yep, you do. You're after taking bites of acid monsters.
Turns out Raffa actually has dentures.
Yeah, all along. How did you know?
After taking one last narrow glare at you, the B-Sharp leaves you in the room, slamming the door behind him. And you are left alone in the darkness, occupying each damp, dingy cell. Actually, you're not in the darkness. There is a bit of light in this room. There's like just a torch on the door. Well, but next to the door, should I say. From your vantage point, actually, Phantom... Actually, I'll just show you, because we have new technology. We have new technology here.
SpongeBob, we're not cavemen. We have technology.
Patrick, we've had that for 2 decades now.
You're in this room.
Wait, there's Trico.
Yes, there is a Trico there. But you see a Poniard kind of just sitting over at the table. He's just kind of staring at you. Across from the cell you occupy, Phantom, there is a Trico in the cell. And Raffa, you could just see maybe like Henry in the fetal position in the corner right now, I guess.
Lifting his hat.
I never signed up for all of this.
And that's pretty much what you see. Oh yeah, there's a chest next to the Trico cell. And the B-Sharp appears to be eating food.
That's a lot of food.
Well, you did say they'll come back, right?
Who are you talking?
I'm pretty sure we all said that, but I also am pretty sure that they're just gonna think we're using magic.
I feel like if they walked in here fine, that would prove our innocence pretty conclusively.
I'm pretty sure that won't make up their minds if this is anything like Ironforge.
Hey now, don't blame my hometown.
Hey, we all know Everest is to blame.
Yeah, you hear Lucius's
You
voice.
don't have common sense.
Oh, they took my Ironforge jacket. How rude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're pretty much naked snake right now.
I still have my hat, right?
No, they took it.
No, blasphemy!
And knowing the prison guard, the only thing you have to do is feed him rotten food and he'll just go take a crap.
All right, it's time to go look around the cell, see if there's any loose loose bricks or anything I can dig under Twilight Princess style.
Okay.
Shut up in there, will ya?
Give me an investigation check. And Phantom, you notice this Trico's kind of staring at you. And Phantom, give me a perception check, actually. Because you're right
I
across.
ended before it turns out to be one of old pal of Phantom's.
So investigation for Raffa, perception for Phantom.
That's a little better.
Okay, so Raffa, you don't find much in the cell. There is kind of like those tally marks of like how long someone was in here, and it appears to only be for 10 days. There's a spider web in the corner. You kind of wonder if that's from a Pokemon or like a real spider getting here. You can't really see much more. The cell is solid steel. You don't think you could you don't even think you can get through with your firepower. They're just too thick. Meanwhile, Phantom, you notice this Trico has he has like kind of bandages around his hands.
So, what'd they get you in here for?
Someone had to say it.
Yeah. You know, I literally have it on the sheet. What he's gonna respond with if someone asked that specific question. But he kind of puts his casted hand up to his mouth, and he's kind of like shh, and he points over to the guard who is still sitting at the table, and you notice the guard is kind of like looking at you.
Stealth my ass.
And he begins to dig into his food when you're just kind of standing there.
I'm just gonna stare at him.
You can't really see him, Raffa. You don't really have a vantage point.
Oh no, I can't stick my head through the bars and stare at him.
No.
If you could stick your head through the bars, then you would have a lot less problems.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
Yeah. I guess I should point out too, each of these cells has a door, and it appears to be locked by key. So that's how you would get out if.
Ooh, maybe I can Meowth this. Get the lock with a claw. I'm gonna try it.
Okay, that's a terrible idea.
I don't even think you're proficient with that stuff.
I mean, she's not even using tools to do it,
Yeah.
so...
She's just using her finger.
I have claws.
So is there anything else you want to do in here in the meantime, or are you just gonna sit here and wait?
Can I climb up the bars?
You could definitely do that. I don't see what it would do, but yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna climb up to the top of the bars, start pushing on ceiling tiles.
Okay.
You probably can't see it, but Phantom, hearing these noises, is staring in your direction with a look of what?
It's all part of the plan.
Colonel, I got this.
Honestly,
Major
Phantom's
Tom.
probably just gonna lie down.
How the heck do I get out of here?
Okay. Well, an hour later, you let's bring back up the good old OBS screen. Okay, actually, give me an insight check, Phantom. You notice this poniard seems to be getting tired all of a sudden. And it's unusual too because it's still technically morning.
Phantom's going to keep an eye on it out of the corner of his eye, but otherwise not do anything just yet.
Okay. But then you begin to hear noises of someone approaching from the east doorway. And the following figures emerge from the door. It is that gold-plated B-Sharp, the Queen, Lady Nobunaga, and a female Meowstick.
I knew it! I knew she sold us out!
You've been fucking had.
I was waiting for Henry to come back to suggest it.
Sorry.
All right, they enter the room. They don't seem to... The poniard over to the right, this guy, he kind of like snaps out of his drowsiness when he sees these people come in the room, and he like stands up and salutes. And this Meowstick she's just kind of like staying behind, and she seems fixated on the cell that Henry is in. Well, presumably for you, Phantom, maybe you saw Henry get unloaded into that cell.
I assume I recognize this Meowstick.
Yes, you definitely do. It's the one from the shrine you had a scuffle with. And again, Raffa, let's say
the front two, he knows the back person. Between the three of us, we have the full picture.
Yeah, let's say it's there, and you see this Meowstick, Raffa, and you don't recognize it as the Meowstick you saw in the Grisidia jungle.
I'm still hanging out on the top of the bars so I can stare down at them.
Yeah, that's kind of an awkward sight, them walking into that, and you, like, clinging to the bars like that.
And just staring them down.
Looking like one of those, like, Garfield toys, maybe. That you stick on windows. And she pipes up, the queen, and says, "Do you have anything to say for yourselves?"
Innocent.
I'm telling you, it wasn't us.
My guard went to the dungeon and saw the bodies. They even checked the pulse. They were dead.
Can you check again in like a day?
Besides, murder isn't the only thing you're in here for.
That was news to me.
Let's try this. You were desecrating our sacred garden with strange crystals, yes or no?
Well, I don't know that I'd use the word desecrating.
What did you tell us you'd be doing in the dungeon if we were to allow you in? Talking to you, Raffa.
Archaeological study.
And so, were you desecrating our sacred garden with strange crystals, yes or no?
Well, I suppose we didn't talk about the point of instruments.
My guard told me there was another Pokemon with you. A Fennekin. Is this true?
Yes and no. She was not invited. She got in following us. I don't know how.
This Pokemon was not present when you were escorted to the dungeon. Is this true?
Yes, and again, like I said, she wasn't invited.
Then how did she get in?
She
We
must
have no
followed
idea.
us.
And where is this Pokemon?
We don't know.
I thought so.
The guards saw her teleport away, so she could be anywhere. Even if we did work with her, we would still not know.
You know what? Let's stop with this. Let's stop with the protocol. I know that accursed Botan put you up to this. Did she not?
Botan?
Don't play dumb. That foolish girl just can't let go of the past. And you were fools listening to her. Just look where it got you all.
I mean, I wanted to study it anyway. But her offer was to help me find something I also really wanted to know. I thought it would be mutually beneficial.
So you did conspire with Botan then.
I wouldn't use the word conspire. More like I give you information, you give me information.
Well, she is a criminal. A wanted criminal. But I'll give you all one chance. I'll pardon all of your crimes. Wipe the slate clean. The murder, the desecrating, the conspiring, the smuggling of another Pokemon in our sacred garden. All of that clear if you tell me where I can find Botan.
Sounds like she's pretty important to you. What'd she even do, anyway?
She released the Traitor Prince from this very room.
Was he the one that put these tally marks on the wall?
What was that?
Was he the one that put the tally marks on this wall?
She doesn't know what you're even talking about. she probably doesn't even go in the cells very much. But that's when the Meowstick kind of pipes up and says, "Wait, that wasn't part of the deal."
So, are you aware that that Meowstick following you around attempted to assassinate my friend?
She did what I allowed her to do.
Wait, so she can murder people in blood, and we can't be presumed murderers?
She told me what you were going to do. Naturally, we were quite skeptical. And she said she would deal with it for us.
You! I should have known it was a fairy conspiracy.
She was allowed to try to kill somebody off of a suspicion?
That's besides the point.
Oh, I think that's hardly beside the point.
She says to you, the queen anyway, well, if murder was your game, that is strictly not allowed in Naginata. And she was right.
Again, I advise that you check again.
Shut up!
But I turned a blind eye to her using our shrine as a war zone last night for telling me what you plan to do. And she turns back to this Meowstick and says, they must have a trial before they are punished, lest we look bad in the public eye. So you can't do anything to him until their trial is over.
Oh, but I thought you said we'd be pardoned unconditionally.
But you have not told me where Botan is. And the Meowstick says, if we wait, the Charmeleon and the other two are going to attempt to save them. Then the Queen says, looking back to you, so your friends are going to attempt to break you out? That's also a punishable crime.
So
It's illegal for other people to do something we know nothing about.
She just kind of ignores you, and she seems to be speaking in common, just deliberately too. She's not like you'd expect her to be speaking the Naginatan language to the captain here, but she's speaking in like the language you guys understand, and says, "Captain, go deal with their friends. If they resist or try to run or flee, use any means necessary." And this gold-plated B-Sharp nods and says, the two they entered Naginata with are in the hotel, and the Charmeleon has been seen working for one of the shippers at the dock. And the Meowstick says, wait, don't hurt the Charmeleon. And
Oh, I know who she is now.
then the Queen says, well, that all depends if he resists or not. Or if they tell me where I can find Botan. She says, looking back to you.
Yeah, she didn't tell us where she was going.
Where did you see her last?
The hotel. She kind of broke in.
Well, that's good. My guard is heading towards the hotel anyway.
So how did you know where we were going anyway, Meowstick?
She kind of just looks at you and does not respond.
I'll stare back at her. Staring contest.
You're probably not winning that.
I'm a cat. We can do this all day.
Very well. I'll give you time to think about your options. And they begin to leave. Meowstick gives walks and then gives one little last glance at Henry. And they slam the door.
Oh no, this isn't good. We're all doomed. Doomed, I tell you.
I repeat, shut up.
You shut up, you little gray fox. You little friend of the little cat.
He's the
this no
littler.
use. We're doomed, we're doomed, we're doomed. That should be my hand me for today, thank you.
Is there anything else you want to do while you're kind of left in solitary, taking social distance to the next level? I'll take that as a no.
Yeah, Phantom's kind of just gonna ruminate on what he heard for a bit,
All right.
and then probably end up lying down again. Again, keeping an eye out on that poniard guard.
Yeah, he seems to be like slowly dozing off again. You see him yawning and give me an insight check. Yeah, you think he's been poisoned. Not like with like a sleeping poison.
He's just dead. What?
But he's still awake, but he's kind of like he's just getting drowsy. Where should we go? Let's skip to about an hour later, and then you just see he's snoring there. And the Trico says, "Good, it finally worked."
I figured that was you.
He says to you, "They took me out for interrogation, and I managed to sprinkle some in the food over there."
Nice.
He says to you, my name is Midori. I'm a spy for Botan."
Oh my god.
I was a little sloppy and they caught me.
Well, good thing the Meowstick wasn't looking at you very much.
I don't know who that was, but she's been around the castle for the last few days, actually.
This whole situation is suspicious.
What do you mean?
It feels like we were set up.
Well, I can't say anything about that, but I did manage to smuggle a few things in here. Namely, these. He goes over to like a corner of the his cell, and he kind of like brushes away some dust, and you see he has lockpicks. But unfortunately, they kind of messed up my hands. So
Are we sure that right now is a good time to get out?
I was about to say, that's a good point. We should wait till later in the night.
I can get us out of here, but we need to be careful about it.
Are you sure that you'd be able to throw the lock or the toothpick over to him?
Well, I could try. But, as you said, we should not do it now. In the morning when everyone's awake is not a good idea. He'll slowly drift back to sleep if he is woken up for the next 24 hours, so you don't have to worry about that.
He's not going to get replaced by a different guard?
I hope not.
Right.
All right. I assume you're gonna wait, or is there anything else you want to do?
I suppose now's as good a time as any to discuss what we want to do once we get out.
Yeah, just try not to be too loud. You might wake him up.
Well, yes, but where are we going?
I don't really know of any other way in the castle aside the front door. If we get out, I can lead you there, but it'd be a little dicey if we're just gonna get out of here that way.
Well, how are we supposed to, one, get our stuff, and two, get through the guards? They certainly have guards out at night.
They do, but it's not as strict out at night, and we have the cover of darkness.
They're dark types. That might not help as much as you hope.
Yeah, well, we also have Mr. Nightlight over there.
So in the fetal position. Well,
Oh, what was me?
is Raffa still on the ceiling, by the way?
No.
Quill asks. Yeah. He says you might have to come to peace with maybe leaving your things behind. It's in a room on the... With my experience of the layout of the castle, your items are being held on the top floor in kind of a vault.
I don't think that's a risk we can take.
Man, I'm never going to replace that sword.
There's two things that we can't go without.
Oh, that's right.
Well, my plan was just to try and escape.
That is our priority. That trial they put us on is going to be a farce.
Oh, you're not winning that. You're foreigners. It's not going to bode very well for you.
Well,
Yeah, we definitely need to try to escape, but we need to make sure it's feasible.
Well, that's the best I can do. I assume you're probably the best at getting through these locks.
well, actually, one of us could probably sneak around a lot better, considering he could probably take the form of a guard.
That's true.
If anything, you'd be able to suss out the best routes we could take. We'd be able to make a much more logical guess.
The problem is I don't speak Naginatan, and that's going to raise a lot of suspicions.
It's true, and I can't easily teach you Naginatan. It's a very difficult language.
No, I think we just need to try to get out as best we can.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to do, or you still want to plan?
I feel sorry doing Henry's part. I know he would do a much better job.
Let's just cut over to Lucius and Rodney.
Thank goodness.
All right, so you, I believe you sprinkled some crystals on the ground and left the dungeon, correct?
Yeah.
That's correct.
Okay, you walk out and it seems like it's evening. You remember going into the dungeon very early in the morning.
Looks like we've
Jeez,
been
we
knocked out
were.
for a whole long time.
Yeah, we must have been really out of it. I wonder, did they just give up on waiting for us and maybe did they go back or something, do you think?
No, they wouldn't have left us here. They wouldn't have given up on us.
Oh, and
Something's-
you're outside of the city, outside the wall.
Oh,
Yeah.
Looks like we got ourselves outside of the city.
It's probably where the dungeon naturally exits us, but you'd think if they were going to leave, they would have carried our bodies or something. But
That's true. Something very suspicious is going on. We need to go back.
yeah, our first priority should be going back into the city, seeing what we can see from there. Maybe heading back to the inn, see if they just decided to make. It seems incredibly unlikely that they all walked into the inn, but
True, but it would never hurt to check.
yeah, let's first head into the city and then check the inn, and then we'll see about our options from there.
Right. I'll follow you.
So you make your way around the wall, kind of near the docks and to the entrance of the city. There seems to be like guards stationed there, but you flash your like little envelope that you already got, and they just kind of let you in the city. It seems like a lot of people just kind of went out of the city and back in to the small town on the outside. But yeah, you see the party is still going on. You're at kind of like the central hub of the town. Where you're going to the inn, you said?
Yeah, unless we like notice anything in the city, we're probably just going to beeline for the inn.
Okay, you notice
Very
there's an unusual amount of guards like stationed all over the place.
The entire premises is surrounded with caution tape. There's Volbeat flashing the lights.
But
That's definitely weird.
they don't seem to pay you any mind though. They seem to be looking for something else. You go to the inn and there is a just a second here. I close my notes.
That's never a good idea.
Yeah. You see a Pachirisu kind of like outside the inn, kind of like looking like particularly what's the word? Not really depressed, just forlorn.
I was thinking he'd be the neighbor that's like, wow, something happened in the neighborhood.
She's just kind of standing outside the inn you guys were in.
We have no reason to be suspicious, do we?
I mean, just general. That's an interesting question because, like, we don't being suspicious. No, we don't have any reason to be suspicious.
No.
That's not the question. The question is, would any of us be interested? Would any of us ask her what's going on?
So are you doing anything?
Well, I wouldn't.
Shoot. I honestly want to say normally Lucius would, but right now he's more focused on maybe he'll listen as we cross paths with her, but he probably wouldn't ask since he's more focused on figuring out what happened to everyone else.
Yeah, we need to get to the inn.
Okay. Well, as you kind of like go into the inn, she's like, whoa, where are you going?
Back into the inn where our rooms are. Why?
Oh. You were in one of the rooms?
Yeah? Why? Did something happen to the inn?
Well, just the Emperor's guard detail just stormed the inn and took in a bunch of Pokemon for questioning.
Sora!
Took in a bunch of Pokemon for questioning. What happened?
What did happen?
Rumor is a murder happened.
A murder?
What kind of murder?
I don't know full details, but apparently a group of foreigners murdered 2 Pokemon.
I just looked to Lucius in surprise.
A group of foreigners, that's... Oh, shoot. I mean, there's so many foreigners coming and going, but Naginata usually should have pretty good security, so...
I jabbed Lucius in the elbow.
Well, if I were you, I'd gather your things from the room if they're still there and maybe report to the castle with the rest of the guests that were evacuated there.
Report to the castle for questioning, or are they offering rooms to...
Well, I mean they... Well, I'll be a little honest here. I heard a struggle up in one of the rooms on the upper floors. So I don't know what happened. I just work here.
Well, thank you for telling us. We need to go up and check a look.
Yeah, we'll check and then I suppose maybe vacate and try and find something else.
How'd they get past the lock? That's my question.
Did you lock the door?
Yeah, we gave the lock to Sora.
Well, that doesn't matter. You'll...
We just come back, it's like, the room has been busted through. They went through the wall instead.
Yeah, you're just going up to your room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Before that, I whispered to Lucius, do you not really know how to add 2 plus 2 together?
What do you mean?
Think about it. She just said that a bunch of foreigners were arrested for the murder of people.
Yeah, and there are a bunch of foreigners around here. It's part of the festival.
Could be, but I wonder. Anyway, let's go up.
All right. So, when you get to the room, the door is broken down.
Ransacked.
It's the only room on the floor that's broken down. Are you going up to the room? You're kind of like in the hallway right now.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, the room is totally trashed.
Sweet Jiminy Christmas.
What in the world?
Sora? Sora!
There is no response.
Mimikyu? Anyone? No response?
Yep, no response.
Son of a...
Anything you may have left there too is gone. You don't see your lock on the door, Rodney.
Son of a... They took all our stuff.
I think literally the only... Ironically, I think literally the only thing that's missing is the only thing Lucius didn't bring with him was the bell to summon Erebus and Nyx. That was the only thing he would have left with Mimikyu, so...
Just jingling on a guard on the way back.
Sora and Mimikyu must have been both taken in for questioning.
I wanted to rest after that. I suppose let's try heading to the castle. Maybe we can...
We need to ask around and see if they found him anywhere.
Yeah, maybe...
We do not
If
want
they
to
were
get...
a bunch of Pokemon being brought in for questioning, I mean, I doubt Sora and Mimikyu did anything, so presumably they should just be waiting for us there. So, yeah, let's head into the castle and let's see if we can get some sort of audience or something.
Okay.
I have a bad feeling about this.
You leave the inn. The Pachirisu kind of waves you goodbye, and you're kind of just heading down the streets, I guess, and you're not like dashing through alleyways or anything.
No, we're just heading down the streets.
All right,
no reason to.
Both of you, perception.
Very funny.
My perception check.
Yay!
Okay. Lucius, really oblivious, just kind of dun da 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 walking down. But Rodney, as you're walking down, you see, your kind of eyes are wandering around the festival, watching the drums, seeing the lanterns, the food stand with the fish you like so much. But you see, down just one alleyway, you see Botan like ushering you over, like come over here.
Uh-huh.
Something up, Rodney?
I think she wants us to come over there. I'm gonna walk over.
Okay.
Lucius is gonna be shocked for a split second, but follow.
All right. And you eventually get to her in the alleyway.
Well, who is it?
She puts she kind of cuts you off and puts her her claw up to her lips, telling you shh. And then she starts waving at you to follow her.
Okay, Lucius will do so.
Over.
All right. Yeah, she's guiding you down alleyways. Nah, it's late at night, so you're pretty well hidden. She eventually leads you to what seems to be this library. And there is a Lickitung as the librarian. And Botan asks the Lickitung, "Where are your fairy tales?" And the Lickitung points his tongue over to this shelf way in the back. And Botan kind of tells you to follow her.
Where are we going?
She begins to shush you again.
Follow now, ask questions later.
I'm getting a little sick of this.
Yeah, you go over to this section where apparently fairy tales are. And she gets you to stand by the shelf.
Okay.
And she pulls on a book, and the shelf spins around, so you kind of go through the wall.
Whoa!
Wait, are we recognizing things right now?
Recognizing?
From the vision, does this part of the library and this bookshelf look similar to what we saw in the vision?
No, I believe you were in a bakery last time.
Oh, yeah, we were in a bakery.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but
Never mind then.
you kind of think back to that, and you're like, maybe that's how that worked. But you're just kind of in this very small room with a ladder leading down, and she begins climbing down.
Lucius will continue following.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And you are now in the sewer. And there's kind of this waterway. And there's a small boat with a crowgunk in it. And she tells you to get in the boat.
All right. But now can you tell us what on earth is going on?
She says, "I'll explain later."
Oh,
Yeah, well-
sure you will.
I assume we just need to find a good spot for it. Lucius is going to get in the boat.
Yeah.
This better be worth it.
The crowgunk starts paddling you through. It isn't long before you hit a bit of land that looks like so. You're kind of in what looks like that.
Henry.
New
Not
technology.
Henry. Lucius, your mouth.
It's gone.
Falling off.
Pokemon Shuffle's right to deal with it.
Lucius just looks really awkward.
But you are led over here. And Botan begins knocking at the door. She does 3 fast knocks, and then 2 slow knocks. The first door opens. There is another door there. She does 2 slow knocks, 3 fast knocks. And you are brought... Oh. This technology is failing me. This is why we...
3 fast, 2
The
slow.
room
2
moves
3
over. And
Yeah, the first door was 3 fast, 2 slow. Second door was 2 slow, 3 fast.
Got it. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, you can see that, right? Yeah. So you see a Zangoose kind of open the door, and he kind of nods at Botan, and he kind of walks north. You guys enter this room, and you see 3 figures in it. It's these 3.
Sora, Mimikyu.
Oh gosh, you guys are safe. Thank freaking goodness.
She just kind of goes over here.
Now can you explain what on earth is going on?
Yeah, what in the world is happening around here? Audric looking happier than he ever has in his life.
Yeah.
Actually, Sora's looking happier in here than he ever has in his life, too.
Yeah. The only one without a smile is the Zangoose and Lucius.
Well, Lucius not smiling isn't exactly too odd, but...
Oh, I hope
anyways, back...
finally-
Sorry.
No,
She says to you, I'm so sorry for getting you involved in this.
it's okay. There's nothing to be wrong about it.
What happened?
They somehow caught wind of what I was planning. I saw them send the Sableye into the dungeon, and you know what they're known for eating.
Crystals.
Oh, that's why the crystals were gone when we woke up.
Yeah.
That brings up another question. Apparently, your friends murdered you. But here you are.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, gosh darn it.
I told you to put 2 and 2 together.
Well, there are a lot of foreigners here, and... Gosh darn it.
So apparently they took our friends for questioning because they thought they murdered us.
No, they took you in because they probably heard you were conspiring with me. They probably don't even give a crap that they murdered you.
Well, I suppose that makes things difficult. If it was something as simple as just them being accused of murdering us, all we need to do is go up, say hello, and we'd be able to get them out just fine. But
you see Mimikyu kind of walk up here, and he just kind of unceremoniously dumps all the stuff you had in the hotel.
Hey, what's up? I'm here. I hate my life.
Yeah,
It's okay. You're in jail with me
yeah.
It's okay. I've been
And
keeping your
Phantom.
seat warm.
and Trico.
Yeah, we're on the other side of things. Don't worry, we'll get back to you. It's
Yeah, we're here with a Trico. Look at that.
It's no problem, man. Things happen. Life.
Life is a cruel mistress.
It
And
doesn't
there's
matter
a cruel
now.
mistress
Our
controlling my
top
life,
priority
so
is
I
trying to
can't
get them
fucking
out of
do
there.
it.
We have to be able to negotiate somehow.
There's no negotiating with them.
Shit! So the only way we're gonna have to get them out is to break them out?
I suppose the first thing I should do is be honest with you all. I don't think you need the screen anymore. You got a good layout of the room. Oh. Yeah, okay. Let's go back to the D&D screen. All right. She says to you, the reason I had you do this was because Hanabusa, or as you know him, Ape, was a dear friend of mine. He was a very earnest Pokemon who always put others before himself. Him and I attended school together and we became friends there. A lot of the other children were intimidated by his social status and his theatric personality. But not me. He was like a big kid. Well, a bigger kid than the rest of the kids. But let me tell you, no schoolyard bully went by on his watch. And when you're dirt poor as I was, you tend to be a magnet for cruelty like that. But he came up and stood up for me when no one else would, proclaiming, what was it? Righteous, vigorous, wrathful, supreme, omega justice on my harassers.
That's Ape for you. Being the greatest superhero he ever was. Well, doing theatrical stuff at least. Huh.
Yeah. But that's when we became friends. He confided on me his woes of being a middle child in a royal family, and I confided in him of being from a family of bums. And we kind of formed a kinship over that. But we kind of got more and more distant over time. Mostly due to our, well, social classes. But we remain good friends nonetheless. But then one day got word out that he murdered his elder brother in the Royal's sacred training garden. His younger brother allegedly witnessed Hanabusa commit the act, as it was in the final chamber where no enemies ever resided. Word was he became a kinslayer to cut in line for the throne. But I know him well enough to know he never even wanted the throne. He wanted to live his life on the front lines as a soldier or a royal guard. He showed me tunnels that led him in and out of the castles.
Like this one.
Oh, no, you're in the sewer system right now. That's where that smell's coming from.
Oh, okay. Now I smell it.
But he used secret passageways to get in and out of the castle. I used those to sneak into the castle and break him out the night before his execution. I hooked him up with a seafarer who took in criminals and got him a home aboard a boat.
Captain Oliver.
You probably know that boat all too well, Rodney.
I'm sorry about your loss.
But besides that, ever since then I've been working hard to prove his innocence. I know he was set up by someone in that castle, and I wanted to get to the bottom of it. By now, it's more than certain those blue bloods caught wind I was the one who broke Hanabusa out of the dungeon, and because of that, there's quite a bounty on me or information regarding me in Naginata here. I could easily just leave this place, but I'm not going to turn tail and run until that awful kinslayer and traitor title is removed completely from his name.
Well, I don't know how much this will help, but not all the crystals were taken. We managed to, after we woke up and saw that the crystals in the final chamber were gone, we spread some more there.
You seem to catch her by surprise. Wait, you got some in there?
Yeah.
We did exactly like you asked. One in
It's-
every room.
I checked
Yeah.
earlier, there was nothing in there.
We managed to get one of them in one room as soon as we woke up.
As
Yeah,
soon,
we just...
as soon
we
as you
just-
say that, she just kind of walks back and goes into a north room. You assume you can go along.
Oh,
Hey, what's the holdup? Where are we going?
I guess, Rodney, you follow along. I'm going to hang back with everyone else here.
Alright.
I will.
Alright, so since you're following her, she seems to be in a hurry, Rodney. Lucius, what do you want to do?
Well, since everybody's here, I'm going to talk to Ulrich, Sora, and say, so what exactly happened?
Who specifically?
All three of them, I suppose. Whoever wants to really... I'm telling it to all three of them.
Okay, it's just because they probably have little... They were in two different places, so they kind of have different stories.
Okay. Then yeah, mostly Mimikyu and Ulrich.
Uh,
Or Sora and Ulrich.
Okay, we'll start with Sora first. He says to you, I don't know, the cat lady just came and said we needed to go. She came through the window as usual, and he gathered all your stuff, pointing to Mimikyu, and we left with her.
Oh,
She said we were in danger.
That's not entirely an inaccurate statement. The door was taken down and the room was ransacked.
Ugh. And Audric says, well, I was at the dock preparing our departure for when you were done in Naginata. When I have a similar story, the Meowth came to me and told me I needed to go with her, and it was in regards with you guys.
This is bad.
No, we need to save Henry.
Yeah, we can't... Not only do we need to save Henry, but we'll also need to... Yeah, we need to save all of them before we can leave. We can't leave without them.
I have a feeling I know who did it. I think I didn't imagine she'd go this far.
The Meow Stick, right?
Yes, her.
I seem to have very little luck with Meowstick, despite being friends with Bull and Esper.
Meanwhile, so she's kind of going through these rooms. You're kind of rushing behind her, Rodney. Hey, wait, stop!
Hey, hold on. You didn't explain to me what the heck's going on with the crystals yet.
And she goes into this dark room, and there's like this crystal ball there. And she puts on this kind of like strange glove. You see the following. She puts on the glove, and she's kind of like looks like she's just kind of like abracadabering the crystal ball until like a picture shows up. And it's a little grainy at first, but then it starts coming in clear. that it's that last chamber you were in. You could see it's kind of on a weird angle. It looks like you're looking down from the floor up, like as if you were like, say, you were a bug on the ground and you're kind of like looking up right now.
Well, the crystal seems to work.
And she's just kind of like mumbling. She's like, no, no. And then she begins like, it looks like she's like kind of like turning a knob now. And like stuff seems to be like rewinding now. And you see, what you see is kind of funny actually. You see yourself like get magnetized to the Ho-Oh statue.
Yeah.
When you were blown back, but she seems to not really care about that, and she's just going back further and further.
Well,
Oh,
these crystals can go back in time.
yeah.
Amazing.
What you notice too is there seems to be like nothing happening. You're assuming she's like pressing rewind right now, but like no one's going past the dungeon or into this room for a while until you see these events regarding a Scyther start happening, and she's like, and then she rewinds fast really fast and like to a degree so you can't even really tell what's happening.
What?
But she seems to be putting it back to the start. And then she hits the play button pretty much. And it begins playing out. So what you see, you're on that really strange view again. You see a Scyther enter the shrine. He kneels in front of the Ho-Oh statue, and he begins to kind of rub his blades together. There's no sound, too, I should point out.
Can I be able to recognize him, or do I have no clue?
You have no idea who that... Or actually, no, you saw the picture in the hotel. This, what you would guess, is the older brother.
Huh.
He seems to be saying something under his breath, but again, there's no volume. But about 2 minutes into the prayer, you see kind of like this shadow in the back that's kind of skulking behind him. Then, tippity tap tap tap, you hear tapping of a keyboard. You see a
sorry, that's probably me taking notes.
yeah. You see a golden blade slash the back of the Scyther.
Oh, we know who that is.
Sorry, right at the worst moment, I was taken to another room. So I was at the older brother with the Ho-Oh bowing to it.
Yeah, and he's rubbing his blades together. Like, it's in, like, some sort of prayer or something.
Okay.
And he begins, like, actually, like, verbally praying. And you see a, like, a shadow skulking behind him. And then a golden blade slashes him in the back. And the Scyther falls over, blood seeping out of his back.
Oh, dear.
About 5 minutes later, another Scyther that you recognize as Ape picks up the body, trying to, like, rouse him awake. With the blood kind of getting on him, too, because he was slashed in the back.
Hold on. 3 brothers. So if it wasn't Ape, then that must mean...
He looks over to the entrance of the room, seemingly talking with someone with tears in his eyes. Another younger Scyther that you recognize from the picture as the younger brother runs past the scene terrified. And I guess you saw him at the dinner, too.
Yeah, I'm like, we saw him.
Yeah. Ape slowly lowers his dead brother and seems to be trying to catch up with the younger sibling.
Hold on, so was it the younger sibling that did it?
She says, come with me, very solemnly.
Hold on a second. Would you mind if I take a couple of pictures of this?
Pictures?
Yeah, take those. This might be the evidence you need.
Of what? Like, which instance do you want to take?
Just want to get a
This feels like a
good...
Phoenix Wright game.
The golden slash.
We need to get every major event that's happened. Every snapshot worthwhile.
Okay. If you kind of detail like which instances you want, I'll say you got it.
We want to be able to take the moment that the older brother was slashed, first of all.
Okay. So you get a very gruesome image of like a golden blade going into his back.
Then we want to see that cipher walking away from the scene.
The younger one? Or Ape?
Didn't you say that the murderer walked off?
No, you didn't see the murderer walk off.
Hmm.
Ooh, he's got camouflage.
And then we want to see, first, we want to see Ape noticing the body.
Okay, it's hard to get that on just a static picture, but...
But we want to at least see him run for it.
Again, like, how would you get that in a single shot?
Is there a frame that shows Ape, like... Is there a frame that... I know this is metagaming, I apologize, but I'm trying to sort of explain this concisely. Is there a frame that shows Ape looking at the body, like, surprised, sort of going towards it or something like that?
Yeah, there'd definitely be one of that. He'd be rushing to the body.
Then let's
yeah,
take a picture of that.
Yeah, so yeah, just kind of him, like... And he doesn't have any blood at him on this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can get that.
I guess the final one, we should see the younger brother and the older brother, both running off. It's like, hey, huge misunderstanding. Oh, dear.
The only, like, shot of the younger brother in there is him just kind of running away for, like, a second or two. And then he's kind of gone out of the frame.
Then let's take a picture of one where the younger brother is running away and one where Ape is running after him.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that.
There. It may not be a good number of shots, but it will have to do. In case we ever have to go to court on this.
Well, it's good to have as a backup, I guess. I guess I should thank you for that.
No problem. Now, you were saying that you wanted me to come with you for something.
Yes, we have to save your friends.
Of course.
Okay, as you're talking with Sora and Audric, Rodney and Botan enter the room again. And she said, yeah, they're added to the court record. Okay, yeah, she enters the room again, and she tells you the same thing. She says, we've got to save your friends.
That's our number one priority. We do not want to stick around for the moment that court starts up.
And we've got to get you out of Naginata.
That's true.
Okay, Ulrich, did you actually manage to secure passage for us out of here?
I did. Just as he's, like, about to respond, she said, he should not be with you. He was one of the Pokemon trying to kill Henry. It took me a while, but the cloak, the fire type.
Now, surely that can't be true, Audric.
You were under zone of truth. You said you would protect us, so that can't be true.
I'm trying to protect him. She says, I'll leave it up to you, but I know for a fact it was him. And then Audric says, "Look, I may have made some bad decisions in the past, but I assure you, I fully intend on protecting him."
And I believe you for it.
Which you promised under Zone of Truth, so yes, I do believe you. Though I am going to say, all things considering, I have a lot of questions that do prevent me from fully, completely trusting you.
Look, Lucius, why would someone want to kill someone who is known for being a local town musician?
I mean,
Botan cuts in. "The only reason I got him was because your little green friend over there told me to." Then Sora says, "Well, I knew you guys would be upset if I didn't tell her about him."
So,
Good to know.
Baka!
But anyway, this shouldn't be our priority right now. Our priority should be getting our friends out of here. Never mind what Audric is probably gonna do. That can be dealt with later.
All I'm saying, I personally don't think he should go with you. At least in the rescue mission. Besides, you need to be sneaky, and you don't look like you're particularly stealthy.
Yeah, that's fair. Plus, to be perfectly honest, at least for the sake of stealth, less Pokemon is better than more Pokemon.
Gotta agree.
He sort of continues, and he said, Botan tells you, "I know a Pokemon who owes me a few favors who can get you out of Naginata on his boat. His name is Alistair. He's a Sandslash." And Audric says, "Oh, that's who I met. And he promised he'd take us off." And then she says, "Well, if he wasn't before, he is now."
Okay, so we'll have a way out as soon as we get out.
The only way I know you could get into the castle is the same passage that I used. And, I don't know if they have covered it up yet. Or even found it. It leads to a pantry that you could access the cells if you go to the west.
Got it. So there's a passageway that goes from pantries, the jail cells to the west.
I hope you're good at lockpicking, because chances are they are in cells, which were hard to break, if I remember things correctly. Looking at you, Rod.
He came to the right guy who knows the first thing about lockpicking.
They were probably relinquished of all their items when they were arrested, and that's the least I can do for you, and I can probably get those back.
Do you have any idea where they might be?
If you can get our items back, that would be great, because we're going to need those.
We do need those.
And Audric says, "Well, then, what will you have me do, then?" And she says, "You're just going to stay here, and they can decide if they want to take you or not."
For now, are we going to be converging back here before we leave?
Yes, you're going to go back into the sewer system, and I'm going to draw you a map to where this passageway is. As before, you just do the same knock pattern on this door. On the first door, 3 fast knocks, 2 slow knocks. On the second door, 2 slow knocks, 3 fast knocks.
Already had it written down.
All right, got it. Okay, so Ulrich, for now, I want you to keep an eye on Sora and mimic you, and I want you three to remain here while we go on our mission.
Wait. I have to warn you, there is obviously danger with this rescue mission. She hands you an orb, and it's all too familiar with, I guess just Rodney. It's a silence orb. If you need to get somewhere silently, or you need to do something silently, use this. And this is something I don't want to discuss, but if you're caught sneaking around the castle, they might just flat out kill you.
Oh, great. I really wish we had time to rest, but we don't.
Who's the murderer now?
Once you save your friends, retreat back into the sewer, follow the map back here, do the knock, and I'll lead you to Alistair, and I'll get you out of Naginata.
Oh, dude. I've been so beat up since that explosion happened. I really wish
Yeah.
I had a moment.
Audric
Well-
says, did you do what you needed to do in Naginata?
Yes, we
Yeah.
did.
I show him the dark orb.
Okay, good. Then we are ready to leave.
Yes, at the very least, once we all converge and once we have all of our items, we can instantly get out of here.
All right. You're allowed to take a short rest if you want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I already used some of my hit die, and we don't have Song of Rest, but oh well.
How many hit die can we roll?
Amount equal to your level, unless you used hit die in the previous area. Because wait, do hit die restore on a long rest, right?
Half of them restore on a long rest, yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
Okay, so we're
So
level
yeah,
6,
if you
right?
used any hit die previously, then you don't have them.
All right.
So
So,
we're at level 6, yes?
yeah. So you have 6 of them in total. Well, minus the ones you've already used. Meanwhile,
6 die 6?
yeah, and add your constitution to each one too, and you don't get that bonus one because Henry's not here.
Yeah. Could Sora play a
hold on.
Song of Rest?
No, he got nerfed, so no.
Gosh darn it.
Okay, Sonic Link, you need to take through You need to take me through this one step at a time.
So just roll a die 6 and add 2 to each one.
Okay. Also Sonic Link.
5?
Even though you made full-powered NPCs for your game with the B team, that mean the reason the reasoning behind the nerfing because it serves a completely different role. Because Sora serves a completely different role than these characters you made intentionally to easily get rid of the Phantom Thieves.
And I'm gonna do 3 more.
Let's switch back to the
6?
the cell block.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do it 2 more times.
All right.
Actually, shouldn't he be rolling d8s?
Oh, right, yeah, you should be D8s. You're
Wait, okay, hold on. So add 4 more.
I think I was just using an example and I kind of said D6.
Okay. And then that's... just because you told me not to roll d8s, I'm just gonna add 4 more just for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's try this again. 2 more times.
Okay.
5, 7. 5, 7. So 14 more?
Ooh, nice.
Okay, let's go back to the cell room. This is pretty much what you're looking at, Henry, when you... I suppose I should recap for you. Okay, so the queen came in with that Meowstick that tried to kill you. She wanted to know, the queen wanted to know from you where Botan was, but none of your comrades complied. I just assumed you were in.
I don't know where Botan is anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I
By
just
the
assumed.
way-
I assumed you were
Yeah.
in the corner, like in the fetal position or something. They sent out. She pretty much implied she was gonna kill your friends. You met this Trico in another cell, saying he is a spy, and he has lockpicks to get out, but his hands are so messed up that he can't do it. So he's gonna try and get Phantom to do it. He somehow laced this Poniard's food with sleeping powder, and he's just constantly falling asleep now. And he wanted to wait till late at night in order to have you guys escape, pretty much. And we join back, and he, at this point, says, I think now's the time we should move.
Right.
No!
You,
Oh no! I haven't done my daily stretches yet.
Well, you had all day to do it, so whose fault is that?
I am not in the right state right now. I'm sorry.
Well, you'd better get in the right shape, because we don't have that luxury right now.
Oh, and the Trico's name is Midori.
AKA Green.
Green, yeah.
So basically, he's the most broken archer in Fates,
Yeah.
next to Takumi.
Yeah. Everyone had Midori.
All
in the
right,
couple-
Green, let's go.
He looks
I'll
over.
be right back.
All right, yeah, you're not here anyway, so you're all good.
Yeah, I'll be right back too.
All right, so he's gonna try and whip his lock picks over Phantom. He got an 18, so they like kind of land in your cell.
Perfect. Alright, I need to remember what my roll for this is. It was dexterity plus twice my proficiency bonus, right?
Yeah. Click. They just snap open.
Alright, do I need to roll for everybody's cell?
Okay, first you're going over to are you gonna go over to, well, who are you gonna go over to first?
I'll go for Henry next, I guess.
Okay, make a stealth check. Just to not wake this guy up. Okay,
Alright, I'm back.
you're good. Oh, wrong one. I'm touching OBS here. Okay, you're here now. You're at Henry's cell. Yeah, lockpick it if that's what you want to do. Yeah, but you're killing these. Henry, you're free.
I'm just gonna make a shushing gesture at him.
Oh my.
Raffa next.
All right. You're far enough. It's not that far away, so you can get her out with a lockpick. You don't need to stealth. Yep, you crack it.
Oh, yeah.
And then Midori.
All right. Yeah, you do have to make a stealth because you're kind of going closer to him.
Though since it's
You do it. You're good. Now
Okay.
lockpick.
so a question I thought of before they go too far. Since they were technically doing nothing, can they get the benefits of short rest?
Yeah, if they want it, yeah. But Henry does not have an instrument, so he can't Song of Rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I
the
confiscated all of my
superiority
instruments.
Yeah, you get him out, Phantom.
Alright. I'm definitely going to do that short rest because
I'm not.
I was
in
at
a good-
9 HP. I desperately need it.
Don't we all?
I'm not in a good situation to sing.
Yeah, you weren't even in a good situation to sing anyways.
Yeah.
Let's see what my hit.
So Song of Rest. In either way, I just couldn't.
All right. Let's cut back to our other friends. We'll pause with you guys. You kind of follow Botan's map through the stinky sewer.
My
Yeah.
And
All right. As soon as we get into the castle, there'll be no more talking.
yeah.
it smells really bad. Just gotta point that out again.
And not to mention, I'd be lucky to get out of this freaking smelly room. Ugh.
So if the stench follows us when we get up there, we may need to try and do something about that.
Good idea, except we probably won't have an opportunity to do so.
All right, so there is a ladder in front of you that you assume that is the tunnel. It's like a crappy wooden ladder too.
Okay, we'll climb it up.
All right.
No.
And there's kind of like this crawl space in here. In kind of the stone wall. And you're going down there?
Yeah.
All right. It leads to a dead end, but you could tell the tile above you is loose because there's kind of like a little bit of light cracking through it.
All right.
Okay. Lucius will push the tile.
All right. It lifts above your head. And you are in a room. Just let me employ this room. This is why we don't use this too often, because this crap happens where you have to, I have to set it up. Let's see what I got here on OBS. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. And all right, let's put
Crow turns into Banjo.
Yeah. All right, you're in a small room that looks like this. It seems to be some sort of pantry. You see a bunch of barrels and various berries on the shelves. There is a cardboard box that seems to be full of berries as well.
Oh man, that's where rain needs to be.
But the
what's that cardboard box quote from Metal Gear?
Do you want me to get it?
Nah.
So directly in front of us looks like to be a door, right?
Yeah, there's a door in front of you.
All right. I'm going to use the mirror.
Yeah, you have dark vision. Okay, so you go up and you pretty much see the hallway ahead of you. You don't see anyone going through this passageway. But there is a room to your left. There's another room down the hallway. There's a room on the north, and there seems what looks like a hallway that goes south on the east side.
Prison room. They said the prison room was to the west, right?
Yeah, they did.
But where are we in direction to that? Did we just go left?
I want to say yes.
All right.
Do you want to try maybe stealth scouting it out first and then I go, or
No, we'll work with this.
Okay.
All right. Is the door unlocked?
You jiggle the handle, and it appears to be locked.
All right, let's lockpick this sucker.
All right.
Um.
Yeah, and you get increased because of your gloves.
Just like the old Phantom Thief days.
Yeah, hold
Phantom and
on.
Rodney just.
Like, I think you get double your proficiency and +5 because of the gloves.
+5 sleight of hands. Oh yeah, and then I applied +10 to my tools earlier, so.
Yeah. You get a bunch of cool level 6 stuff now.
Yeah, so you've got like
does that mean my modifier is plus?
I want to say it's like +14 to +16, somewhere around there. I don't know your exact stats.
+15? Do we know?
I don't know. I don't have your sheets.
Well,
Great.
his dex. Okay, so his dex is +4 because it's 18.
Correct.
He has 3 for proficiency, double that is 6.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I believe the gloves give him like +10 to lockpicking?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And plus
so
+10 to my tools.
Yeah. So yeah, you get
Oh god.
yeah.
26?
Yeah.
26.
Okay, roll D20 plus 26.
D20 plus 26 for tool
I,
lockpicking.
I rolled a 1. Oh, I still got a dirty 20.
Just
Yeah,
hold
so-
on. Let me get this down. 2 D20 plus 26 for
Was that
lockpicking.
+20?
It's D20 plus 26 for lockpicking, Phantom.
Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
41.
You because of your gloves, you it opens up and you could
Like a
see
motherfucking storm.
the outside.
All right, let's open this slowly.
All right. You're staying in the room, or are you gonna go out into the hallway?
What's wrong with going out in the hallway?
No,
I guess
I'm-
I'll peek out first.
All right, you give a little peek. Give me a perception check.
Okay. Perception.
I'll help him with the help action.
No, you won't, because how are you helping him?
Oh.
12.
His
Fair.
body's in the way.
Fair.
I'll help you.
Fair point. I guess,
All right. You don't see anything.
I guess
All
I'll
right.
just have
Looks
Lucius.
clear to me.
Yeah,
Follow
I
me
guess.
to the west.
To the west.
Shoot, I should have said giving him using the guidance cantrip. Oh well.
You see, as I said before, there's kind of these, there's actually 3 ways over to west if you are to assume you are looking north out of this room. There's a room that's kind of like right next to you. There's a room north of you, and then there's a room at the end of the hall.
I
Take this
assume.
slowly.
I assume end of the hall. What do you think?
It has to be at the end of the hallway. I know it.
Okay.
Let's take it slow, but not
Yeah.
too slow.
Yeah.
I guess we're gonna start making our way towards the end of the hallway.
Okay, both of you make a stealth roll, Lucius with a disadvantage because he's still wearing the heavy armor.
Oh dear.
Wait.
You never took it off.
That's right.
No, you know what? The funny thing was, I was going to tell you that I was going to take it off, but I completely forgot to. So, yeah, I guess I gotta roll with the punches.
One could say Roland with the punches.
Okay, I'm going to use Scala's necklace to reroll.
All right.
Thank you, Scala.
All right, you're all good. Actually, you hear footsteps coming from the. Can you guys see it? I'll shift you over a little bit. Boop. You hear footsteps coming over from this kind of this side where it's all staticky.
Oh, shoot.
Quick, back in the pantry.
How have we not really gotten far?
You took a few steps out.
Okay, then yeah, we'll duck back into the pantry then.
Okay. I'll let you maintain your stealth rolls so you don't have to roll again, but you see a Poniard start walking this way. And he says, "What was that noise just now?"
Oh man.
He got a 3. Okay.
Invisible ink vibes right now.
And he goes into here. He goes into that room to the north.
That was close. Okay, stick right by me. Go to the end of the hallway.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's switch back. Ooh. This weird split perspective thing. Okay, you guys kind of had a short rest prior, and you're all broken out. Where do you want to go now?
I mean, I'm assuming there's no windows, so the only way to go is through that door.
No. Okay, so you're just going to walk over to the door?
I'm curious about what's in that chest, but I don't want to risk waking the guard.
I mean, you're like Rodney Jr. for these lockpicks.
Yeah.
Just
The
see
last-
Roland Jr. He's not gonna like that.
The last time I got greedy and tried to steal something when I had other objectives, it really didn't turn out very well.
Oh, ha
So,
ha ha ha.
Lesson learned. We're gonna just go.
Alright. As you pass this cell right here, there's a man with blue spiky hair who's telling you to be quiet. No. So everyone make a stealth roll to sneak past this sleeping guard, the poison guard here.
Oh,
We've
wonderful.
got 4 people.
Yeah.
That's not looking good for us.
Okay.
Dice Parser only has to nom 1 person.
I'll keep Midori's roll a secret here, but... And one from Henry, too, if you're here. It doesn't matter because Midori passed it anyway, so... You all... Oh, no, he's here. Okay, well, Henry may or may not have failed, but 3 of you passed it, and that's more than half, so you're golden there.
The walking night lamp.
Yeah. You got over to the door. Oh, move the screen. You get over to the door and realize this is locked too.
Oh, joy.
Right.
Meanwhile,
Time to break out.
on the other side, you two make your way over to this door, and it appears to be locked.
All right,
What?
Rodney.
I see what's coming.
All right. We gotta lockpick this shit.
All right, so both Phantom and Rodney do a contest of lockpicking.
Go! See
Oh my
Roland
God.
Jr. He can't do it. He rolled a 2 and a 4.
This is interesting.
Rodney lost. That would have been the best.
Okay, well, it seems like the door is unlocking itself, Phantom. Like someone's fighting your lockpick. And they seem to be winning.
Alright. I'm gonna try to shoo everybody else back into the room
Alright.
and just kind of around the corner.
Yeah, what kind of door is this? Is it an outie or an innie?
You saw it. It opens from the inside out. So it's a push. You guys would be pushing it. Rodney and Lucius would be pulling it.
Okay, so we don't have to stand back very far.
Well, no, because I'm making the assumption we don't want to be seen.
Okay, so what are you? Are you standing like? Where are you gonna stand?
Wasn't there a... Can you go back to our map?
Yep. Sure thing.
I cannot believe this.
We're hiding from you.
Just around that corner. Oh, wait, there's not really a corner there, is
There's
there?
nowhere to hide. It's literally, if they
Shoot.
open the door, we're beating the crap out of them and running. That's
Are
our
you
plan.
serious?
There's a Poniard, he's
Yeah.
going down. That's our plan.
Yeah, I don't think we can do anything.
So you're just gonna stand there?
Yeah, we're getting ready to take down some guards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. Rodney, you opened the door, but it felt like you were being like resisted in some way.
Presto. All right, let's get the door open.
And
Do it quietly.
you open it, and it reveals all your friends and a Trico.
Guys, shh. Follow us quickly.
Follow us. We'll get you out of here.
Phantom's just gonna nod and then follow them and just kind of signal for everyone to follow behind him.
Okay. All right. So yeah, there's this. You notice this Trico amongst your friends, Rodney and Lucius, but you're just kind of where you're taking them to the pantry.
Yeah.
There's
Alright.
not enough room in the pantry.
So time for another gigantic stealth round. You too, Henry.
Oh,
A
man.
gigantic stealth round.
Yeah.
Let's see. I
Here
think
we go.
Let the dice fly.
Ooh,
No, Fantonio.
Antonio.
What's his real name? Whoa, Henry's making up for last time.
Okay,
Is that everyone?
who's going next?
no.
No.
Ah, 3.
All right.
26.
All right. You guys make it. I guess I should select all you guys. You guys make it over to the pantry. And the Trico seems a little confused.
We'll
But
explain later.
what are you doing now?
Heading back down into the sewers.
All right. You do that. You are down in the sewers.
We still need to be careful, but follow us. We'll take you to a safe spot.
What about our stuff?
Don't worry about it. It's covered. Let's go.
Right.
All right.
Okay. And we're gonna follow the map.
All right. So you will just follow your map back to that same location.
Yep.
Yep. Once we reach the first door, Lucius will knock 3 times fast, 2 times slow, and once that door opens up on the second door, he's gonna knock twice slow, thrice fast.
All right. We don't need this anymore. Yeah. The
You
door.
have outlived your usefulness, Zangoose.
Yeah, you're gone.
Away with ye.
You're gone.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. I'm trying to find characters. We now have Henry here, and we have Phantom here. Raffa here. Yeah. Oh, right, and your
Trico. I'll be honest. I was expecting that to be like super difficult, like all these winding passageways and stuff, dodging guards at every corner.
Yeah.
I don't complain.
I'm not. I'm just like, I can breathe. We made it to the room.
Sorry, I'm back.
Botan, you see her, where she was before at her, like, little table, and she has a bunch of stuff. And it's your items.
Yay!
Oh, thank goodness.
She says to you, you got everyone, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's everyone.
She
Yeah, we
looks,
got your guy back.
she looks confused. My guy? And, you see the Trico smile. And he says, got ya.
All right, Fang, fire Fang.
The door
He's going down.
breaks down. With
He's going down.
Jeez Louise.
And that golden B sharp and the queen come through the door. And that's where we'll end things off.
Fudge.
All right, that Trico's mine.
Well, that's why it was so easy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Oh
Of
my.
course.
Oh, that was great. Well, I expected to get a little farther, but I think it would go on too long if we went on a little longer. So I think we'll end there. It's a good spot. Thinking you're safe, and then oh no, it was a sting.
It was a setup for the setup for the setup.
Galaxy brained you.
Oh my gosh.
Lead you back to the nest.
The triples backstab.
All right, so I hope you all enjoyed this session. I certainly did. Hope you the players did too.
Oh my gosh.
Again, was hoping we get a little farther to where they left Naginata or escaped this situation, but I don't want to go on too long. But yeah, I guess we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah. See you all later.
Unless you want to give any final words, we'll bid you all adieu.
Holy crap. Of course it was too easy.
Oh my gosh.
Bye, everyone.
Yes.
Good night.